In this video, we're going to be talking about the worst to best sleeping position. So let's dive right in. The worst sleeping position for your spine or any type of joint pain is going to be sleeping on your stomach. Now let me explain why on this model. When we're sleeping on our stomach, we have to rotate our neck to extremely to the left or to the right. Now that movement happens at the top part of our neck. That's where the rotation function occurs. So if you are sleeping on your neck all night and you're constantly in this extreme left rotation or right rotation, that is gonna cause some sort of pain in the long run. Now, at the same time, it isn't good for our lower back because it's going to either be in this flexion or extension for that long period of time. Let me show you on the bed. So again, when we are sleeping on our stomach, the spine model is sleeping on their stomach. They are going to have to rotate their head to the left or to the right at the end range. And that's where the issues occur. So if you are a stomach sleeper, this is a big concern, especially at this neck region. That can cause stiffness, headaches, neck pain, even the upper trap pain because the muscles go from your shoulders all the way up and it's constantly getting pulled or getting stuck in this position, causing or triggering your headaches and neck pain. So let me show you how it actually looks in a real life person. So if I were to sleep on my stomach, I have to rotate my head all the way to the left or all the way to the right. And sleeping like this for a long period of time, let's say the average is 8 hours, that's gonna cause some strain sprain to our neck. Now, occasionally sleeping on your stomach, no problem. But if this is something that you have been doing for a long period of time, you can start to expect some sort of neck pain. So if you're a stomach sleeper, let's talk about this on the model of the spine. Our lower back is most likely going to be into this flexion position, which starts to distract or decompress our spine. And if you're in that position for a long period of time, like I said earlier, again, it's going to start to irritate the muscles, and then you start to experience the pain and discomfort in your lower back. So when you're a stomach sleeper, sleeping on your stomach like this, it's going to start to distract, which can be of relief sometimes, but if you're sleeping in that position for a long period of time, it's gonna do you more harm than any good. So what if you like to sleep with your one leg up, whether that's the left side or the right side? How is that gonna impact your spine or your back pain or joint pain? Let's talk about it on the model. When one of your legs, let's say in this case, your left side comes up, then this is what's gonna happen. You have to rotate this lower back just like that. And it's going to get stuck in this TL junction. Now that's a big word for thoracolumbar. Thoracolumbar, short for TL. That's basically the transition from your mid-back to your lumbar spine or your lower back. So this junction or this transition point is where a lot of the times you're gonna start to experience pain because you're going to be lifting that one leg up and that rotation occurs in this TL junction, causing you that lower back pain. So if you are currently a stomach sleeper and you've been trying to find a better position for yourself, the key is to slowly transition yourself into a side sleeper. So let me give you a few tips that help my patients. To help protect your spine and your lower back, even your joints, is to use multiple pillows. Now, right here I have 4 pillows. The minimum is going to be 3, and that's going to help you in this transition. Now, let's say in this example, you like to lift your left leg up, just like how I showed you earlier. This is how you're going to want to place your pillows, and this has helped many of my patients. I'm going to position certain pillows in a certain way so that my spine can stay in a neutral position. The neutral position of your spine is going to be the key to getting out of pain and staying out of pain. So the goal here is actually to put out the pillow just like this. So this is your head, this is your leg and arms, and I like to put an extra one right in between. And it's going to be at a slight angle like this, but turning out. So you're in this side sleeping slash stomach sleeping position. Ideally, we bring this left hip up, and this is going to help support that rotation in our spine, in our lower back. And we're going to either hug this pillow just like this and sleep, which will help to reduce the rotation of our neck. We're not completely at the end range, so we can still sleep comfortably like this. And we can even bring this arm down and sleep comfortably just like this. And because this pillow is under my chest, kind of lifting me up slightly at an angle, is going to reduce that rotation that we talked about in the TL junction, which can be a big source of your pain. The next worst sleeping position is going to be sleeping on our side. And let me explain. When we sleep on our side, there's going to be extra force or extra pressure on our shoulder joints and even our neck. So if I were to show you, if you're a side sleeper, you could probably relate to this. When we sleep on our side, we have to have the shoulder gets awkward and gets caught. We either gotta bring it forward, or we gotta bring it side, or it's going to be almost in our back, which will bring our body forward. So which one is going to be the best position for a side sleeper? If you're a side sleeper, the thing that matters the most is your shoulder position and that pillow height matching this width of our shoulder. So if you have wide shoulders, you probably need a taller pillow. But if you have a smaller width of your shoulder, a flatter pillow might be okay. Maybe you don't have a thick pillow. Well, then use your flat pillow and fold it in half and use that, because that's going to be better than having a flatter pillow. So if I were to sleep on my side just like this, you may notice that this is actually in neutral, which is actually good. However, like I said earlier, if you have a flatter pillow and you need more height, all you have to do is fold it, bring it in here, and make sure your neck is in neutral. Now, if my neck is a little bit more like this, that's gonna cause extra strain and pressure on my neck, which is unnecessary and can be triggers for neck pain and shoulder pain. When we sleep with our shoulder up just like this, it can cause impingement, rotator cuff strains. So if you have any type of shoulder issues, side sleeping is not going to be the best. As a side sleeper, another thing to note is your pelvic and hip pain that most side sleepers experience. So the easiest and quickest fix to this is simply to put a pillow in between your knees, because that's going to gap this section just enough to put less pressure not only on the hips, but also on the lower back. So the proper sleeping position would actually be to sleep on your side like this, pull the shoulder forward, and if you have an extra pillow, because when you rotate or pull the shoulder forward, our body's gonna want to rotate out. And remember, we don't want to be twisted. So the best thing is to use another pillow, tuck it behind to support our spine, and that way we can sleep just like this and well supported on that backside, so we're not at a complete twist. And that's going to not only help the shoulder pressure and the impingement and the rotator cuff strain, the hip and pelvic pain that we might be experiencing from side sleeping. So this leaves us with the last position and the best position for our spine and joints. It's going to be back sleeping. Back sleeping is going to leave the least amount of pressure on our bodies, whether that's the shoulders, the hips, the neck. So this is going to be the best position for your spine and your joints. So why is back sleeping the best position? And it's simply due to the spinal alignment. It is the easiest to stay in alignment when you are sleeping on your back. The only area that sometimes can get compromised is our neck, and that's due to using a taller pillow than necessary. Now, when you're a back sleeper, you ideally want to use a flatter pillow so that our neck doesn't stick forward. Now, let me show you on the model. Sometimes when we have a taller pillow, let's say we have two pillows, what happens is because of the curvature is actually supposed to go backwards, it pushes this head forward and that is a trigger or a cause of some of the stiffness and the headaches that you might be experiencing in the morning. So ideally, you would like to maintain some of this curvature by using a flatter pillow. Now, sometimes there's that little memory foam bump. Now, is that good for you? Well, that depends. But it is good to help support that curvature, that natural curvature of your spinal alignment using that pillow. Let's show you in real life. If I am sleeping on my back, now this is actually probably not too bad, right under my shoulders, and my head is not necessarily sticking up as if I were to use a second pillow. Now, if I sleep like this, you can tell that my neck is getting pushed forward like this. Now, that's eventually going to cause some tension, headaches, and stiffness, especially if I'm sleeping like this for a long period of time. There can even be degenerative changes from this chronic sleeping. So personally, I actually like to sleep with little to no pillow, and that's because I have a flatter back, and this has actually helped some of my patients with headaches. If you're a back sleeper and you have headaches, wake up with headaches in the morning, try start off with using no pillow. Contrary to belief, it might actually take away your headaches for good. And this has happened not only for myself, but for many of my patients. So we start off with no pillow, and then we transition up using a taller height. Let's say after trying a few days, the headache is still there. Then we will just bring that pillow a little bit higher. And you will notice that in any position, it's all trial and error, and that's okay. It's worth the investment to figure out what position is going to be best for you. So if you are a back sleeper and you're experiencing some type of lower back pain, again, this is going to be an easy fix. What we want to do is use a small pillow, a bolster, or another pillow to put under our knees, because that's going to keep our spine in neutral. So simply by putting a small pillow right here, this is going to help to decrease the pressure on our lower back. Well, let's talk about what if scenarios, because again, the core principle that we moved off of today was off of your spine and your joints, how to decrease those types of pains. But what if you have sleep apnea? Then clearly the best position is not going to be on your back. Then you would want to transition towards more of your side, because that's going to help to open up our airways so that you can sleep comfortably. What if you're pregnant and you're in your third trimester? Well, then clearly you shouldn't be sleeping on your back. You should actually be sleeping on your side, and specifically your left side. And that's to help the blood flow not only to your baby, but to your organs and your lower extremity. So that is going to be key. What if you have digestive issues? Then what's the best position for you? That's going to be most likely on your left side, because your stomach is the most relaxed and it has the ability to not be stressed when you're sleeping on your left side. So that will in itself help your digestive issues. Last but not least, what if you want less wrinkles or premature aging? Then you know that by side sleeping or even stomach sleeping, there's going to be more pressure on these precious skin on your cheeks. And so sleeping on your back is going to be the best to prevent premature aging. Now, I know the title of this video was from worst to best sleeping position, using the core foundation of your spine and joint pain. However, everyone's going to be different, and the hard part is different weight, different height, different beds, different sleeping preferences, different types of aches and injuries that you might be experiencing. And so the best thing to go off of is the quality of sleep. So if you can find the best quality of sleep in a weird and uncomfortable position for someone else, but it works for you, I'd stick with that. I hope this video was able to help guide you through different sleeping positions and different tips and tricks to help you to a better night's sleep. Comment down below which sleeping position you prefer, or even if it's a little weird, but it works for you. Comment them down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Aloha.